All right, let's get this going here. All right, hi, this is Dr. Clorinda Forte-Katz from Katz Family Chiropractic, and welcome to podcast number 3. We are discussing today natural cold and flu prevention. Like many of you, this is an issue that we deal with on a pretty regular basis. Right now it is middle of January, and here in Pennsylvania we are looking at, just a damp, dark, gloomy January winter so far. So at this point, many of you have not had a flu or cold. Some of you may have had some, a flu or a cold. So at this point, these are some basic guidelines to help you stay healthier during the winter months, although this can be used year-round. So I hope you find some benefit in this. So we're going to get going. So there are some basic health guidelines that you can use all the time, and they are pretty simple. Washing your hands. It's basic guideline here. Just need warm or hot water, soap. It doesn't have to be antibacterial soap. Plain old run-of-the-mill soap works beautifully. So washing your hands whenever possible, after using the restroom, before preparing food, after handling pets. I cannot say enough about hand washing, especially when you're out among people. Getting ample rest. Now, this means for adults 7 to 8 hours a night. For children need 10 hours of sleep a night up until the age of 20 because of the developing brain. So making sure you're getting ample rest. Eating well, which means eating your fruit and vegetables. Make sure they're fresh as possible. Also means limiting your whites, your white flour, your white sugar, and your salt. Hydrate, staying hydrated. Drinking enough fluids, could be in the form of herbal teas, broth, water. If you don't care for the taste of water, you can add a bit of fruit juice or other ways of flavoring your water. Especially in the winter, I tend to see patients become more dehydrated only because we don't have the heat to help trigger that response that we need to drink more. So especially in the winter, it's very easy to dehydrate. The air is drier, so we tend to lose moisture more frequently and easily in the winter. Exercise. Our bodies are meant for moving. When we exercise, the lymphatic flow is increased, our blood flow is increased, our immune system is increased. Limiting your stress whenever possible also means meditation. Keeping your nervous system healthy, getting it tuned up. There is so much research that shows that the nervous system has a direct response on the immune response. Research has also shown that chiropractic will increase your immune response by as much as 200%. So getting adjusted and keeping that immune system up and running. Fresh air and sunshine. Yes, we don't have a whole lot of that right now this time of year, but there are ways to get that as much as possible, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. So if you look at this list, you can see why so many people get sick in the winter. Basically, starting from Thanksgiving until the beginning of the year, we have the holidays, and it brings everything we shouldn't be doing. So we have increased stress, we have decreased sleep, we're not eating as well, we're eating unhealthy foods. Of course, it's the foods that we only eat once a year around the holidays. We have increased exposure to people, which in itself is stress. We have a decrease in fresh air and sunshine. And then we all wonder why we're all sick come January. So all of this leads to a stressed nervous system, which in turn opens the door to infections. Now, let's remember, there are only 3 things that cause your body to go out of alignment or to weaken the nervous system, and that is trauma, toxins, and thoughts. Trauma is any physical aspect that may hurt you. Toxins, anything you drink or eat or breathe, can cause the body to go into a weakened system, and thoughts, i.e. stress. So before we go any further, let me stress the reason we get sick is not because of the viruses. Right? I do not believe in the germ theory. The germs do not make us sick. It's the weakened immune system that makes us sick. So we can have 3 people and take the same virus and expose each person to that same virus. One person, nothing will happen to them. Second person may get a sniffle or a cough. Third person would die. It's not because the virus is any different. It's because their immune system has been compromised, or the strength of their immune system will affect how their body handles that exposure to the virus. So what can we do to make our bodies healthier? Well, making sure we're getting regular rest and ample rest. And again, as I said earlier, 8 to 10 hours, anywhere from 7 to 8 hours a night for a person, 10 hours a night for children up to the age of 20. Now, it's not just how many hours you're getting rest. Are you waking up? Do you feel rested? If during the night you're not going into a deep sleep cycle, you're not going into your theta and delta, which are your deep sleep, restorative sleep, then you're not going to feel rested and your body is not getting the proper rest. And at that point, you can sleep 20 hours and your body will not replenish itself. So if you're having issues getting into those lower brain waves, there are things we can do to help. You want to give my office a call, we'll be more than happy to discuss that with you, but there are ways to get you into the lower brain levels so you are getting your much needed rest and the restorative rest that you need. Stopping for 10 minutes, a minimum 10 minutes a day, just to relax or to meditate. Every little bit helps. So, maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon, just take a few minutes, stop, breathe, collect your thoughts. Or if even better, if you can stop and meditate. Meditation brings your brain into that lower brain levels, the lower brain waves, and again helps initiate and kick up that immune response. If you had the opportunity to listen to our first podcast of Pain Hurts, Stress Kills, we discussed how stress limits or decreases your immune system response. So anything you can do to get yourself out of that stress situation will help you with your immune system response, which is what really we're focusing on today. So anyway, stopping again for a couple of times a day to take a breath, get yourself out of a stress or fight or flight situation will ramp up your immune response. Exercise is used to help manage stress. We're meant to move, as I said earlier. Using supplementation to increase your body's immune response. Ideally, your nutrients should come from your food. However, we don't always have access to good food. Sometimes with just the way things are, sometimes we have to resort to fast food or other things. And also, there is question whether or not our food is as nutritious as it was in the past because of depletion in the soil because of the farming situation. But oftentimes we have to use supplementation to get the proper nutrients that we need. Getting adjusted to maintain a healthy immune response, and this is regular chiropractic care. Now, I have to tell you, twice this month, I kind of felt like I was getting something. I got adjusted, slept well, next day woke up like nothing ever happened to me. I felt amazing. I felt great. And this has always been something. I have to laugh when I have patients call me and say, I'm not feeling well. I need to cancel my appointment. No, when you're not feeling well is when you need to come into the office, get an adjustment, and let your body handle that, whatever it is it's fighting off, and give your immune system a good kick in the pants. So we discussed about some of the supplements we can use. And these are some of the supplements that are very handy if you feel like you're getting sick or if you want to use them prophylactically. So when we look at any of prevention, usually with my kids, we always started in September through May, got them through the school year because they are exposed to a lot of children. But as adults also, if you want to look at preventative supplementation, it would be September to May. So echinacea is something we've spoken about. It's been in the news quite a bit. It has been shown to increase your immune response. Now, if you want to use this as a prevention, so you would do 5 days on, 3 days off, and this way your body does not get used to the constant influx of the echinacea. Oscillococcinum, yes, I spelt that right. That is a wonderful homeopathic for flu. Now, if you want to use it as a preventative, what you would do is when you purchase this, there are little tubes, and in the tube there's a little cap. So you would do a little capful every day in place of a flu shot. And I've done this in the past with patients who opted not to have a flu shot or who were too weak to have a flu shot. You would do a capful of this every day as a preventive for flu. Elderberry extract, there are some brand names out there that are good, but elderberry extract comes in liquid form, in tablet form. This is something I love. This is something for children, work really well. It tastes like berries, so you don't have to fight with the kids to take it. Even the tablets have a berry flavor, and that's it helps. You don't have to fight with your children taking it. Now, something else for children is a product called Immunoraptors by KAL, and this is a chewable supplementation. It's a variety of herbs that will increase the immune response. It tastes good, so again, it's not something we have to fight with the children to take. And again, with my kids, we started in September through May. This was something they did on a daily basis as a preventative. Probiotics. Ideally, your probiotics should come from fermented foods. If you cannot or don't tolerate some of the fermented foods well, then doing it as a supplement is fine. I would suggest that you do this probably towards the evening so that the bacteria have a better chance to stay in your gut longer overnight. Vitamin D. Not too many people in central Pennsylvania have a chance to sunbathe at this time of year. So supplementing with vitamin D would be a very acceptable thing to do. Again, it increases your immune response, decreases inflammatory response. One of my favorites is Elite Harmony. It's an essential oil by Vervita, and this is something we carry in the office. You can use this in place of a hand sanitizer. The little 5 milliliter bottle fits well in a pocket or purse, and you can put 1 to 2 drops on your hand and use that in place of hand sanitizer. I am hesitant on the use of hand sanitizer. Usually after about 2 uses, you now have a film on your hand and it becomes ineffective. Also, the stuff that's in there, the alcohol and some of the other chemicals that are added, I have concern with, and I find it's not as effective. So if you are using generic hand sanitizer, keep in mind after 2 uses, you really need to wash your hands to get that film off. Again, we stress frequent hand washing as well. The other thing you can do with the Elite Harmony is, as a preventative, is put it on the sole of your feet at night, 1 to 2 drops. You can also use the Elite Harmony by mouth, 3 drops a day. For prevention for kids, it would be 1 drop a day. You would put it on food and ingest it. This is not my favorite way of taking it, although I know I have some patients who prefer to take it by mouth. Now, if you're sick with the Elite Harmony, you would put 5 drops on the soles of your feet at night. If I felt like I was getting sick, I would put 5 drops on the soles of my feet, put on thick socks before I go to bed at night. And again, this works. Your body absorbs it during the night and uses it to boost your immune response. Epsom salt baths. I forgot to write that on my list. Anybody who knows me knows how much I adore Epsom salts. So preventative, you should be soaking in 5 pounds of Epsom salts once a week, and you would put it in a tub, or if you don't want to get into a tub, you would put it in a foot bath. If you were doing it in the tub, a half hour every week. If you're doing it as a foot bath, it would be 1 hour. every week. And you would put it in the warmest or hottest water you can tolerate and soak your feet in it for that time. Dr. Versendile, who I studied under, always was a big promoter of Epsom salts. Not only does it pull toxins out of the body, but the minerals that are in there helps replenish the body, minerals such as magnesium and potassium. Dr. Versendile referred to this as your hygienic bath, and this should be done on a weekly basis. Now, if you feel like you're getting sick, you're going to up your frequency on that. The one thing with the Epsom salts, you want to do it on a full stomach because your body will be going into a detox with that. Getting into eating good food. If you're going to eat something bad, follow it with something good. So if you're going to have a big deep fried something or a big luscious dessert, make sure that the next meal or within the same meal, you're having something like a salad or some really good veggies. Something else that's really good as far as your fruit and vegetables, there are some really wonderful foods that are antioxidants, such as ginger and turmeric, things like pineapple and papaya. Red beets are wonderful blood cleansers, so something we should be incorporating into our diet. Fresh air, which we spoke about earlier, is so important. And it could be something as simple as opening your bedroom window while you're making the bed. The 3 to 5 minutes that it takes to make your bed, you're having an exchange of air, it freshens the air. That fresh air is somewhat disinfectant in nature. I'm one of those crazy people who like to have a window open year-round. I just love the influx of the fresh air. Using a humidifier to keep your nasal passages moist. So we are skin inside and out, and the purpose with our nasal passages is they need to stay moist in order to produce mucus. And that mucus will trap dirt and viruses and bacteria and escort it out of the body via that mucus. If our nasal passages dry out because the air is dry or because we're dehydrated, now we're giving foreign bodies a chance to come into our bodies and enter us into possibly give our immune system something to fight against. We can use a neti pot. Neti pots, just the way we wash on the outside of our bodies, we need to wash the inside. And a neti pot is a wonderful way to rinse out your sinuses. If you feel like you're getting sick, step up the neti pot. Oftentimes, during allergy season, or even with colds and flu, it helps flush out a lot of the mucus that is being built up because of being sick. There are a few, if you go into YouTube, you can pull up the use of a neti pot, and there's some really good videos there that show you how to use a neti pot. I have posted it on the office Facebook page in the past, a very good and useful tool. So if you feel like you're getting sick, and some of the things we spoke about, this is a sign that your body needs rest. You are under stress, and your body is just saying, hey, I need a timeout. Now, I was a really big fan of Downton Abbey, and one of the things that struck me during the course of the show was that if someone felt like they were getting sick, they were sent to bed, and that was the servants or the upstairs people. I think I'm getting a cold. Well, then you go right to bed, and that they were to stay in bed and rest and have fluids until they felt better. This is something we don't do anymore. Society has just demanded us to keep going, and it is very important that we need time to listen to our bodies, and if we feel like we're getting sick, go to bed earlier. Limit your schedule so that you are able to get some downtime. This is really important. Increase your fluids to help flush out toxins. And the fluids can be chicken soup, herbal teas, water, flavored water, juices, soaking your Epsom salts, as we said. Increase your oscillococcinum dose. Do a cap every hour if you feel you're coming down with something. Another thing is olive leaf extract, which is something really good. It has some really good healing properties. Again, if you feel like you're getting sick, you want to incorporate that into your diet, into your routine. As we said, chicken soup. Chicken soup has been shown to shorten cold. Bone broth, everything that is just some really good nutrients your body can use, and it has minerals and all these other wonderful things to help your body with its immune response. Just the steam itself helps loosen up mucous membranes. Some other products I really love are Emergency. It's a buffered vitamin C that has other minerals in it. And one of the things I love about it is it's in a packet. You can carry it with you. It's pretty portable. At the first sign that I may be getting sick with a cold or anything, I may take a packet an hour, and I've been known to knock it out of my system pretty easily. There's a product our office carries called Advanced Energy Patches. They have a variety of things. They have seasonal flu patches. They have cold and bacteria patches. They have a variety of patches. If you're somebody who has a hard time ingesting some of the nutrients we have listed above, this is definitely an option that works well. Again, these are all suggestions and options. I would tell you to discuss with your healthcare provider about which would be best for you. Another thing, if you feel like you're getting sick, was back in about 1929, there was an MD who had a theory that viruses entered our body through our ears. And one of the things he would recommend is you would put a drop of hydrogen peroxide into your ear to help flush or kill the virus. And I've done this in the past. What you would do, what I have done is you dip a Q-tip into some hydrogen peroxide. You would lay on your side, and I squeezed the peroxide out of the end of the Q-tip into my ear, and you would lay there, and it would bubble and fizz and do its thing. And then when that was done, you'd roll over and do the other ear. And I have used that to avoid illness as well. So we have a variety of things to keep ourselves healthy. I think if you follow these rules that we've laid out, you will find that you will have some good health and not be as sick as often. Now, let's also keep in mind that an occasional cold is not a bad thing. Cold is also a way of the body flushing itself out of toxins. One of the things patients tell me as they come in under regular care is that they don't get sick as often. Now, an occasional cold I'd say a cold once every 2 years probably is not a bad thing. It's kind of your immune system having an exercise or having it lift weights. It needs to go through a cycle to flush out. So, if you're doing all these things and you get an occasional cold, don't fret. It's okay. But if you're a person with frequent colds, this is definitely something I would definitely pay attention to. So there it is. I hope you found benefit in this podcast. If you like it, please let us know. You can find us on Facebook at Katz-Finlay Chiropractic, or you may contact me at CLORKATZ@comcast.net. If you like it, share it with other patients and other people. Please tell other people about our podcasts. Thank you for listening. And again, this is Dr. Katz from Katz-Finlay Chiropractic. Get out there, be awesome, and have an amazing day. Thanks for listening.